Only on Fox, shot dead in the middle of a Greenville street. Nearly 30 years later, the person responsible for killing 14-year-old Alfonzo Brown is still out there. The case so solvable, yet investigators say they're missing a key piece of evidence to crack it wide open. They believe the people with Brown that night may hold the answers. And for the first time, an in-depth look at this case. Fox Carolina's Ashley Manelli takes us back to the scene, speaks with Brown's sister, and tells us who she and investigators believe may be the missing piece they need to solve this mystery.
911 emergency, Greenville.
Somebody's got shot down here. What street is this?
You're where?
Jenkins. At Jenkins Street.
Every story has an ending. But as the case of 14-year-old Alfonzo Brown developed,
I just remember, like, at that moment, like, my whole life, like, just changed because I lost a part of me, somebody that was really close to me.
his ending remained very much unfinished.
Well, you know that the last steps that you and I just took were the last steps of someone's life. And, you know that this area, so maybe some of these people know what happened that night, and they hold some of these secrets.
The 911 call came in just after 12:30 in the morning on Easter Sunday, April 19, 1992.
Okay, where is he?
He in the street.
On Jenkins Street?
He was like always smiling, high energy. He was just really humble. He never like would be in fights or anything like that. He was just a fun, outgoing person.
Cassandra Brown's baby brother, Alfonzo Ace Brown, died before she got to the hospital.
I remember just crying and saying, "No, not my baby," because we were like really close. That was like my heart, you know. We had the best friendship.
A relationship shattered by bullets. Nearly 27 years later, Greenville Police Detective Russell Irvin is bringing a new set of eyes to the case.
The shooter was standing probably in this area. In the group, Alfonzo and his friends were walking that direction down Jenkins Street.
Detective Irvin took us back to the scene, the landscape a little different than in '92.
There was a cafe here, a big building that kind of stretched the length of Horton Street.
Irvin stood near the corner of Horton and Jenkins Streets, where evidence shows the shooter stood. As you can see in this crime scene photo, a bullet struck this home and at least one other hit Alfonzo.
Once the shots were fired, the group ran in this direction and ultimately ended up here at this house at 705 Jenkins Street.
And that's where Alfonso's body was found?
That's where he was found, yes.
More pictures from that morning show people gathered around, yet no one named his shooter.
Physical evidence-wise, we're very limited. That's why the testimonial evidence is so important in this case.
Do you think that Alfonso was the actual target?
We don't know that. There have been theories through the years. Some indicates that he was, some indicates that it was a case of mistaken identity, that the shooter or shooters did not realize who they were shooting at.
Detectives say 3 people were walking with Alfonso when he got shot. We tried to track them down but never got in touch with them. Have you talked to those people since his death?
No. I used to be angry and I used to be mad.
But she and Detective Irvin are hopeful that time has changed their hearts too.
Now they have families of their own, their parents, themselves. So, like I said before, put yourself in that position. What if someone took your child's life? How would you feel? Wouldn't you want someone to come forward?
Carrying a secret like this is quite a burden. We want to get closure not only for the Brown family, but for everybody who is involved in this case.
Closure for Alfonso too, whose family has been waiting nearly 30 years.
I think he would have a good life. He was smart. He was loving. I think he would probably have, a family of his own right now.
But more than anything, Cassandra continues to dream of the day her brother's story gets the ending it deserves.
Just find it in your heart to come forward, Put yourself in our shoes and, see how you would feel or how your family would feel to go this long with the unsolved mystery, and just come forward and, so he can stop crying.
In Greenville, Ashley Minnelli, Fox Carolina News.
Quite a story there. And there are 3 retired investigators who dedicate hours of volunteer time with the Greenville Police Department. Right now, they're working to solve 22 unsolved homicide cases in the city. If you have any information on Alfonzo Brown's death or any of the other cases, unsolved murders there in the city, you can call in anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers at 23 Crime.